Okay, welcome to the HQ podcast, episode 11.
Double ones.
Double ones.
Candlesticks, baby.
My favorite number.
You like 11?
Yeah, it was my number in sport.
Nice.
And my name's Harry,
My name's Cameron.
and we still don't have nameplates, but one day,
One day,
that'll be a good day.
it'll be a good
When we
day.
get to triple digits,
Triple digits.
we'll have nameplates.
Episode 100, and we're introducing nameplates. It'll be, we won't have a studio, we won't have better cameras. It'll just be nameplates. It's a wonderful rainy Sunday morning here in the city of our home.
You did dox me the other
I know I
day.
docked you the other night,
Yeah.
but to my
just ignored
5
it.
viewers, it's fine.
That's fine. Purge it from the world.
It is actually raining.
Yeah, it's been raining for a hot minute.
Yeah,
And it will continue to rain.
over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
What's been happening?
I've been sick
You have been sick.
for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Not feeling great.
Not contagious, are you? Yeah, great. I get 2 weeks off work.
Yeah, no, I'm fine now.
72 hours. That was like 4 weeks ago, so you're fine.
That was ages ago, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, been focusing on some more YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully have some things shortly. We're doing a bit more recording.
Yeah.
We're stepping a bit back from Twitch just for longevity's sake.
Yeah.
So that some people might be disappointed in the meantime, but
We're still going to be making content.
yeah, check out the YouTube.
Please. May not be the style of content you normally absorb, but I highly recommend
that you
it.
can't interact with live, but
Get in our Discord. You can interact with us live
exactly.
there.
Pitch ideas.
Yeah. No, YouTube's what we've always wanted to do, so
Exactly. Let's go back to it.
exactly. It's easier to manage too.
Yeah. And I don't know how long stuff lasts on Twitch, but no one really watches stuff on Twitch anyway. Backlogs of stuff, and it's not edited. Do some more editing. Do some more thumbnails.
It's where we can flex our creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, we'll talk about some other in real life content and
Mm-hmm.
cameras and mic stuff that we'll get shortly, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, how have you been?
I've also been sick.
Also been sick.
I've also been sick, but not with the spicy cough. I just have kidney stones. I always have kidney stones. So yeah, I got 4 of them in one kidney and 2 in the other. But they're all really small. It'll be fine. I'll pass them, but I've just been in a lot of pain. I see my specialist in a couple of days, so he'll figure out what to do, whether to cut me open or not. I doubt it though.
And so they're still attached to the wall.
Yeah, they're all still one of them's moved. The big one's moved, but it's still kind of attached. It's very weird. I've never seen a stone do it before. I think that's due to my new medication. It made it
Right.
move and then it's just settled again. Which kind of happened. So that's probably why I've been sick the last week. So yeah, I been off for a week. Went into work a few times and just left immediately.
I did the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from home.
Yeah. Bought a cat.
You bought a cat. That's right.
Bought a kitten.
Where'd that come from? Just you were always gonna?
Well, we're always going to get a pet when we moved in. And we're currently house sitting my partner's parents' dogs because they're in Europe.
Mm.
And they're older dogs and they've been an absolute nightmare. They hate the rain. So the last 3 days they're at home by themselves now and I'm fully expecting my backyard to be destroyed.
Yeah.
They just hate the rain for no reason.
Goddamn.
But yeah, we decided we wanted a cat and there's a 4-week waiting till it's 8 weeks old. So we got our little kitten.
Have you named it?
Yeah, Hazel.
Hazel.
I named it.
Mm-hmm.
I've named every pet that I've bought. My parents' dogs I named, everything. Very excited.
That should be awesome.
Hey, how you doing? I can't count how many E's you've got from here. I was going to call you Igor.
Yep, that's Igor.
Igor.
Igor is what you might call a Dota person.
Ah. It's too early to say that word to me, sir. How you doing?
But Igor's going to Singapore for the Dota.
Worlds.
Yeah.
I love Singapore. If you've never been before, absolutely amazing place. If you've been before, you know it's an amazing place. Absolutely love Singapore.
That's the one at the sick airport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changi.
That's
Changi
awesome.
Airport.
I've had to 3D model that airport.
Yeah.
So I know it well. It's
It's
beautiful.
Massive. We got to massive tangent. We got to stay there. My I think I said the Switzerland
Yeah.
story on the last podcast I was on has a second part of the Singapore because Singapore's the stopover to Switzerland. We stayed in Singapore quite a bit. Plus, my dad also got offered a job in Singapore.
Right.
So we spent a bit of time there, and I absolutely love it. We stayed at the airport, though. So basically living in a shopping mall. It's great.
For waterfall.
Massive butterfly garden.
Wait, isn't there a slide as well?
Yeah, there's a theme park in it. It's great. But there's a butterfly garden outside one of the hotels, and that was the hotel that the company my dad worked for owned. So and it was right next to a movie theater too. I remember watching one of the Marvel movies there when Marvel first came out, and I was like, this is nothing like the comic book. And yeah, I love Singapore. Great food, great people.
I hope I get to stop by there.
Oh, it's so easy. We can definitely do a business trip to Singapore. It's cheap to get there too. It's cheaper to get to Singapore than in some domestic places in Australia. It's more expensive to go to Melbourne.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You were talking about dogs before.
Yeah.
My dog, I was sick and I ordered some spicy Indian food.
Good man. That's the best thing to eat when you're sick. I always get a really hot vindaloo or something. Just flush my pores.
I got a bit of naan bread.
Yeah.
Got some rice. I ate a bit of it. I then went somewhere. At this point, I was not contagious, but I went. I think I went and got petrol or something. I just got something at the gas station. I come back into the backyard. I mustn't have closed the door to the studio.
Yeah.
And I see my dog, Franklin, in the middle of the lawn with something upside down. And it looks like, from a distance, my immediate thoughts is, it looks like a frozen meal in a takeaway container that Chloe or Chloe's mum have taken out of the Tupperware and dropped this frozen meaty treat in the middle of the lawn. I'm like, why have they done this? Like, that's a lot of food for this tiny dog, even though it's a popsicle.
Yeah.
Meat popsicle. I get closer and closer, and then I see torn apart. Do you know those bags that are paper and then foil on the inside?
Yeah. A naan normally comes in.
Yeah, a naan. There is no naan. It is just eviscerated metal paper. And it it looks like it exploded. And then he's just looking at me like, and he's licking the sides of the. I don't think it was vindaloo. I think it was just butter chicken, but made really hot.
Yeah.
So it was probably really sweet.
Yeah.
Not that I could taste it.
No.
But he was licking the sides, and he hadn't managed to actually open it. But he'd carried it from the studio and plopped it in the middle of the lawn, tore apart the naan, ate the naan, the garlic and cheese naan.
Oh, God. The worst combination for a dog.
And then he left the rice. And he just licking it. So he didn't get into the butter chicken.
Good man.
But I came home when he was in the middle of it. So he was moments away
getting into that butter
getting
chicken.
into the butter chicken. And oh my God, that was close.
Butter chicken would have been, man, that boy would have been liquid.
I mean, he's just like me. He loves his chalky milk. He loves his butter chicken. He loves his naan.
Good man. It's a good combination. Just the gut killer.
Yeah. Damn it. Hello, Adam.
Guten Morgen, Adam. Boy, he gets up to... He's a mischievous little fella.
Leave him for 1 second. I left the door closed. So
Yeah.
either the wind... It was like a fly screen. So either the fly screen was blown open by wind or he opened it.
Yeah.
But lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Lock the doors.
Lock the door.
The boy, he can get in and eat your food.
He's going to eat something next and it's going to be crazy.
Suck down the tomato sauce, the barbecue sauce.
Uh-huh.
He got into milk, so you know, I think only really the chocolate milk.
Can you build a tolerance to it?
Probably. Onion's probably the only thing left that he needs to try that's probably not good for him. He shouldn't, but he might. Luckily, he didn't get any onion bhaji. Love an onion bhaji.
What's an onion bhaji?
You know, it's the Indian food that's shredded onion deep fried with spices.
I think I vaguely know that one.
Oh, absolutely love them. Obviously, because I'm one of the two Onion brothers. Brad and Cameron, the Onion brothers, coming to your TV soon. Can we do an Onion Brothers TV show where we just cook onions?
Just cook onions in various ways?
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
It's just onion sandwiches every episode.
Bit of onion jam.
Oh, pickled onion, onion preserve, yeah, onion wine. Oh, I'll make onion wine. Yeah, sweet onion wine.
God. Yeah, we should go back to being a cooking cooking show,
In the cooking podcast.
cooking podcast.
Yeah, this is not a cooking podcast. Proceeds to do a tier list of cooking foods. Speaking of cooking,
Yeah,
Christmas pud.
Christmas pud. Okay, so whoever doesn't know the pud, where have you been? Auntie Donna's Christmas pud.
Limited edition book.
Always room for pud.
There we go.
Bit of pud. I don't know what the book is, honestly.
The book is hilarious.
Are we allowed to divulge its secrets?
Maybe we'll give it a bit because the
Okay.
books are only out to the pre-order boys, who is
Okay.
me and Lachlan. But I
Right.
can show you.
Okay.
There's lots of jokes related around that. The publisher,
Right.
I'd like to see the recourse of the publisher. No, it's bloody hilarious. At the back of it, they even put book club notes. So what we're going to do is everyone at HQ is going to get this, and they're going to read it, and we're all going to come in and do the 5 book club notes.
Okay.
Were you familiar with the concept of there being extra room in one's stomach for pud? If so, did the book change your opinion of that concept? If not, what discoveries did you make while reading the book? Stuff like that. The host laments that he made too much pud. Do you think this is true? Do you think his choice to make too much pud was, in fact, deliberate? Why? One of the guests has long hair. The other one has no hair. Discuss. So
Interesting.
that's a little teaser for what's to come. We will have a book club episode. We'll discuss that.
Exciting. That's very exciting.
Hopefully get sponsored by Auntie Donna.
That'd be weird.
Greatest comedians in the world.
Mm. I love the shopping bag.
It's one of the best written skits.
It hit me and Chloe hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Except they undershot it with the amount that was under the sink.
I think that was comedically
Yeah.
perfect.
So it shamed everyone else that had millions more bags.
Millions.
Ah.
I've finally gotten out of the habit, but now that you've said that, I realize I have to go to the shops after this, and I did not get a bag, so I'm absolutely livid.
Maybe
but
I
yeah.
can give you a bag.
Oh no, I do. I only used one the other time. Have you guys seen any Gotham Knight gameplay? No.
I've seen Barjo
Yeah,
driving around on a bike
yeah.
and then trying to do a promotion sponsorship.
But laughing the whole time.
Laughing the whole time and being
Yeah.
like the most subtle. He was laughing about how not subtle he did the sponsorship.
God.
So I haven't seen a lot of it,
No,
but the multiplayer seems like you can jump in instantly.
that's pretty cool.
But the fact that they're pushing it real hard means I don't think it's going well.
No, so it's Warner Brothers, so the sales will suck shit.
Ah,
And then they'll punish the wrong people like they did with Shadow of War.
how dare they?
This game didn't sell well. Yeah, it's because you made us put loot boxes in. Yeah, no, it's because the game's shit. You're not getting funded anymore.
Shadow of War had loot boxes?
Shadow of Mordor, the second one.
Shadow of War.
Was the first one? No,
No, second one.
the second one. Yeah, it had the loot boxes, remember? We bonded over the fact it had loot boxes
So-
because we were discussing it at this place we met.
Did it have armor for your orcs or something?
No, it was full pay to win. You could get better runes and swords and
Why? It's a single.
well, it was the developers hinted at the fact that it was Warner Brothers intervention being like you need to put loot boxes in.
Stupid idea.
And then don't you remember you and I when we
Yeah.
first became friends we were sitting in place we met, not doxed,
Uh-huh.
and one of the other people who was at place we met turned around and was like, "Man, that game fucking sucks because it's got loot boxes in it." And we're like, "What?"
Just don't buy them.
Yeah. I've finished that game twice and I've never bought a
Yeah.
loot box.
Yeah, no.
And I'm normally a whale. I don't think that's ever been discussed, but I love spending money on video games because I've got no fucking self-control.
Damn.
But no, I haven't seen anything from Gotham Knight. If I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't know there was a new Gotham game, nor did I know it was released. And
You and Adam are loving it. That's good.
it's good to hear. Adam should stream it because that'll probably be the only way I consume it. Speaking of Barjo, I saw a video pop up in my timeline the other day that was him and Hex reviewing one of their old reviews from Good Game. It was when Skyrim came out.
Oh, wow.
Shit had me in tears. It was so nostalgic, and those two were laughing and giggling and then like tearing up. So good. Fun fact: my uncle worked on that show when those two first came
Damn.
on when they swapped.
What did he do?
He was a camera director for ABC for a very long time, so he told the cameras where to point. He wasn't cinematography; he was a camera director.
Right.
Yeah, so he said they were wild. They used to like to party a lot.
That show, don't think I've ever gone into it,
Mm.
but that show probably strongly directed my life
100%.
because I grew up in a country town.
If you want to know the name, tune into my stream that I'll dox you.
With no internet,
Mm.
Not a lot of like hardware, computer stuff. Basically, just a few old consoles.
Yeah.
Not very good TVs for a very long time. Just not a lot to do.
Yeah.
Not a lot of like, hey, other people in the world or Australia like games. I didn't have access. I had no idea people liked games.
Yeah.
And then one day I see this show rock up on TV. I was just like, wow, wait, what? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And then that was like my favorite show because it gave me like insight into
The world of
of gaming that I had no idea about. I thought it was just me.
I'm the only one that consumes
It's just
this.
my thing.
These developers are making games for me.
Particularly when like your parents aren't really interested in it and stuff. And yeah,
I had the complete opposite experience. My dad's a massive nerd and has worked in IT since he was about 16. So one of my first Christmas presents I can remember was a fully modded, hacked, emulated original Xbox.
God damn.
Made by the guy that owns one of my favorite restaurants now, but I won't dox him either. And I could play all the Xbox games on it and every console beforehand. So it had GameCube, SNES, NES, PlayStation 1 games. It was the greatest thing ever. Absolutely fucking love that machine.
Wait, so Xbox original?
Yeah.
Do you have any Xbox original games?
Yeah.
Yeah, what games do you have?
My favorite was Beyond Good and Evil, besides, of course, Halo. I'm a Halo boy, born and bred. But Beyond Good and Evil is still, it's in my top 5 favorite games.
Still delaying that new one.
Well, when your director was covering up harassment, maybe the game should be left to die. I don't want a game like that. It looks gorgeous, but it also doesn't look anything like Beyond Good and Evil.
Right.
If you played the first one, I have no idea. Like, there's animals.
Monkey Men.
That's about the only connection that I can see. And of course, Jade's in it, but she's a villain. The fuck? Anyway, I could do a whole podcast.
What was the
Beyond.
gameplay?
There's no.
Oh, there isn't any.
Well, no, the gameplay was.
I thought it was going to be like Cyberpunk, honestly.
It's Cyberpunk, but a lot bigger. It's your space pirates, and you build your pirate ship up, and the gameplay was them running through a city, getting in their ship, and then the ship going seamlessly from the city to orbit, and then to another city, which looks cool. But that tech is probably still 5-10 years away, even though they were Ubisoft and the most funded part of Ubisoft, because I can never remember his name, but the director was one of the founding members.
Right.
But again, he stepped down because he was covering up bad things, because he's a bad man.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, it was very quiet. But the trailers looked incredible. And the second one where they're in the belt and there's a big wave that hits them. So they start fleeing and the captain of the ship's charging them, and then they get hit again and there's a big bad ship. And Jade, the girl, the main character from the game Beyond Good and Evil, is like 14 with a katana. And Paige is like, Jade. Because you play as Paige and Jade in the first one. Paige is the pig guy.
Right.
Fucking love Beyond Good and Evil. Maybe I'll play that for a video.
Did you ever play? I had a game on an Xbox original called Speed Kings.
No.
It was just a 4-player motorbike game, just racing. But you could do a power down, so you would go downwards, and then sit on the bike and slide under semi trailers. Otherwise, you get decapitated. Or you could press X and you would jump up and kick a different person off the bike. And it was the greatest. It was just so funny. But also, you're going like 100 k's an hour down an alley, and then I get falcon kicked by Mitch, and it's just into a dumpster.
Yeah,
it's like it was the greatest racing game I've ever played.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise would like a chat.
I played a little bit of that.
I love Burnout. I also played Blinks, the Time Sweeper. That shit was badass. It was meant to be Xbox's like mascot. There you go.
There you go. Speed Kings.
It was meant to be Xbox's mascot because everyone else's mascot was cute and cuddly. So they made this cat who was he looked like a Japanese street punk. It was badass. And he like swept up diamonds and could use them to stop time and shit. The game did terribly, and they're like, all right, Master Chief is our mascot. We'll have the big burly boy as our mascot. But I love Blinks. It was super surreal and dreamy. What else was on there? One of the Ninja Gaidens was on there, and it was like fucking impossible. I could never get past the first level.
I had a really weird 4-player co-op game that resembles Halo,
Mm-hmm.
but it was buff man,
Yeah.
just regular white guy.
With like Orc Alien.
It was like a lizard man.
Yeah, I know exactly what it was. I had a friend in primary school try and tell me it was better than Halo
like
purely because his parents wouldn't buy him Halo.
It was so bad.
It was
It
terrible.
was terrible.
Yeah.
But we played a bit of it, and it was just so bad.
It had a funny name, and my friend had a French version of it. His parents would not buy him Halo.
It's like Squad Force. Or
Yeah,
something
something
like that.
so dumb.
Attack Force.
God, I remember that. What a flashback. What else was on it? Well, I played most of the emulated games, so that's where I first started playing Fire Emblem because it had Fire Emblem Sacred Stones on it. And I completely fucked myself in it because I didn't know characters permanently died. And then it had a lot of Final Fantasies on it. That's where I got my Final Fantasy love for.
I still want to do a. That's one thing I do want to stream at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know, a long Final Fantasy.
Well, they're all about 100 hours long.
God.
You can put 100 hours into Final Fantasy VIII, as you know.
I don't think I ever finished Final Fantasy VIII. I got to the very end and was like, oh, it's way too bloody hard.
The remaster's out. You should play that. I think it's out.
I think I played a little bit of it.
It's great. I've thoroughly enjoyed the remaster. And they're probably going to remake it once they're done with 7 in 20 years.
What is Final Fantasy 1? Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Can you buy that on Steam?
I think so.
God damn. Is it just a pixel thing?
16-bit pixel game, 8-bit pixel game. It's great. I've played all of them.
God damn.
I haven't finished all of them, but I've played all of them. I could start my Final Fantasy 14 rant if you want. That game's fucked. Whoever designed the security system for Final Fantasy 14 needs to be publicly executed.
Security system?
Because it's the MOBA. Well, no, not MOBA. MMO.
Oh, right.
Sorry, it's not a fucking MOBA. I put thousands of hours into it. I have a maxed level Dragoon and a maxed level Paladin, which you only have one character and you swap the classes. Then the fucking security system changed while I was not playing it. And then when I came back to play it a few months later, it was like, yeah, you never updated your security code, so your account's locked. You need to prove you exist. And every time I try and prove I exist, they're like, no. I've even contacted Square support directly, and they're like, this isn't your account. I was like, the credit cards match. You can see the monthly billing. They're like,
yikes.
No. I put so much effort into it. And then when the new DLC came out and everyone was playing it, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I want to play it. I have a max level character.
So you still don't have access to it?
No, I do not have access to my
damn.
Final Fantasy 14.
Square Enix, please.
Square will not
This
help
is
me.
Cameron's appeal.
Yeah. And I always get the American Square, and I'm like, please put me through to a Japanese person who can speak English because I feel like they know what my issue is. Because in America, they're just like, use your security token. And because you have to buy a physical security token to play the game. And I was like, okay, I've got my security token. It's given me a code. But then when I put it in on the website, it says your security token isn't set up. And they're like, well, did you put in back during the security update of 2018, did you put in your updated code? And I was like, no, because I wasn't currently playing the game. And they're like, okay, we'll do that now. Run a code. And I run the code and they put it in and they're like, it should work now. And then they hang up. And I do it and it's giving me the exact same error.
And then you call back and get a different person. And do it all again.
And I just, luckily it doesn't have a lot of pay to win shit. So I only paid for my subscription. I didn't pay to get high. Because if something like Destiny did that to me, I'd be fucked because I've bought so much shit in Destiny.
I think it was Brad who got asked to play Destiny the other week. And I was just like, oof, like, because
I reckon you'd all like it.
I liked it, but I'm so done with it. I've never wasted so much time in my life. But also for it to then be a letdown.
I honestly, have you played Destiny 2?
Yeah.
Have you played, what expansion did you play? Did you just play the base game?
No, I don't even remember.
So
there's some lightning giant, I don't know, in a dungeon.
True. I've just finished the most recent DLC on the hardest difficulty, solo, and I flawlessed the last boss, which means don't die at all. But she's got 5 fucking stages. It was so good. Whoever designed the ritual in Destiny 2, you deserve a fucking knighthood. It was honestly some of the best game design I've ever seen and ever played. The problem is I've now got to grind, and it's just a grind fest for the next 4 months until the next DLC. That's my only issue with Destiny is there's this amazing content and then 5 months between the next content.
Have you done raids?
Yeah, I've done all the raids. I've flawless.
But did you do those with people?
Yeah, I've got a massive group of friends that play.
Yeah. So Brad was just like, he asked me, is that the thing you can kind of leave halfway through, and it was like,
You-
Brad, that is like the notorious thing.
They will never speak to
They
you
will-
again.
Like, because he was planning on getting like to like what 10 p.m. and being like, oh, I've got to go.
No
and
way
I'm
in
like,
hell, my friend.
Brad.
I haven't done the most recent raid, but back in the day, we were some of the first people to do King's Fall in Destiny 1. Absolutely love King's Fall. One of the best raids ever designed. But the first raid that came out, Crota's End, one of the first groups we played in, a guide pulled that at the last boss. He's like, all right, I got to go. And he left. And there was 5 of us and we couldn't finish it because every person has a job during the raids. I think Vault of Glass has the best one where you need exactly 6 people because there's 6 different roles that need to be filled to take out the boss. Yet people still solo them. It's crazy. But no, the newest raid I haven't played because I've only gotten back into it in the last few months. And the raid group is great and all, but if you're a fan of the podcast, you'll know what I did to one of the members of the raid group.
Oh, right. Oh, God.
So I can't play while he's on or it gets really awkward.
We're still friends.
Yeah, we still talk, but only when there's 6 people around. But if there's no one around and it's just me and him, it's the most fucking awkward in the world. And it always happens because we dedicate a full day to it, like a whole Saturday, 12 hours. There's always a period of time where 4 people go, all right, I need to go to the toilet. And then you're just left with 1 person.
I also need to go to the toilet.
But no, I really like Destiny. I've never recommended it to anyone because it is such a very specific game. I think the story is amazing, but the content droughts are very annoying.
I like Nathan Fillion.
Well, he's dead, so he's the only character to die. I hated Cade. Nathan's character was fucking annoying.
But there's some other games you're interested in. There's the Warhammer game, the game Scorn.
Scorn looks incredible. There's a bit
A
of
lot
drama
people
around
playing
Scorn.
What's the drama?
People seemed to assume that it was a first-person shooter. Not once did the company ever. The trailer is
I thought it
claims itself
was
a puzzle game.
a horror game.
It's a horror puzzle game
Yeah.
that you get a gun in the last act and you can kill some things. That's it. But people, like, I was seeing people saying they were disappointed, wanting a refund, all this shit, being like, did you watch any of the trailers? Did you read the description of the game?
So they thought it was going to be like Doom and
Yeah.
creepy flesh monsters run at you and then you shoot them and blow them up.
Right?
But no, you're meant to feel scared like a little child.
Exactly. It's a H.R. Geiger themed world.
Ugh.
But no, it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
That'd be great to see Brad O'Loughlin
Yeah.
squirm.
Just squirm
Yeah.
through it all.
Nastiness.
Yeah.
Is Viggo Mortensen in it?
Yeah. No. But it is heavily inspired by those movies. What else is coming out? Dark Tide looks incredible. The Warhammer game.
Warhammer 1. And then
That's
the
about all I'm really keen for.
Dark and Darker beta.
Yes,
for
when
this
that comes
month. Yeah,
out.
I need to check when that comes out so we can.
Do a vid.
Yeah, let's do a vid in that. Just looks so good. Just looks so
Mhm.
good. I don't know if I sent the photos or not, but I almost bought a lot of venison.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You should have.
Chloe wouldn't let me. She's just like, it looks terrible. And it's so expensive.
It is very expensive. It looked expensive.
Yeah, there was venison sausage
Yum.
and venison, not sirloin. What was it? Loin something.
Loin chop.
Something
Mm.
loin. But it was like,
Tenderloin.
yeah, tenderloin.
Love a tenderloin.
I can't remember what Brad used for his slow cook.
I think it was chuck, so half shoulder.
But that was literally all the venison they had. And I reckon the sausages would have been really good.
100% they would have been good.
Oh, next time.
It's so fatty, venison sausages.
I now have access to it though, so one day.
You got to share your supplier with me.
It's the one you recommended, I think.
I thought so. It looked good.
No, for sure.
Been cooking up German sausages all week.
Ooh.
I made the worst fucking dinner last night though, because I'm in pain. I'm on high doses of medication and my partner works till late. So I was in charge of dinner, completely forgot to get the chicken out. And this absolutely ruins my reputation as a chef or cook. And Brad is now the only chef of the channel. I got the chicken out, put it in the hot water, and I was like, all right, that should defrost it quick enough. Didn't, so I chucked it in the microwave and then completely fucking forgot I put it in microwave. Came back and the microwave had almost cooked the chicken through. And I was like, I've fucking ruined this. So instead of doing a seasoned chicken breast with vegetables, I had to cut it open, fill it with mozzarella, ham, sun-dried tomatoes, olives, wrap it in 3 layers of prosciutto, and then cook it a little bit longer just to mask the fact that I'd fucked the chicken. So it still tasted really good, but I've never in my life accidentally overcooked chicken in the microwave. I felt fucking disgusting. It smelled so bad. Yeah. Watch your defrosting chicken, kids.
Brad had some kind of lasagna story he wanted to bring up.
Ooh.
So I'm scared to see what his cooking fiasco is. But
I
I'm
love
sure
lasagna.
it's worse than that.
Probably. This is the man that tried to eat raw chicken.
Tried.
Oh, and
He
succeeded.
did.
Have I ever made you my chorizo lasagna?
You haven't made me anything.
Oh, god damn.
But now chorizo lasagna.
Yeah, you just use chorizo sausage instead of mince. It's very sickly, but it's fucking incredible after a couple beverages, which is nothing to you, but you can have a couple ciders and in the summer
Damn.
when it heats up. Need to do more cooking for the gang. Do the cooking show.
I assume that will be on the horizon.
Just need a kitchen we can cook in.
Yeah.
With good lighting. Actually, I may be able to get us a kitchen.
Oh.
Leave that with me.
Oh.
I'll ask some
Okay,
people.
we'll put it in the works.
Mm.
But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Let us know if anything's happening with yourselves. Oh, that's right. You wanted to talk about Overwatch.
Yeah. I was going to talk about Overwatch with Brad because this was pre-release when all the drama was happening, and I just thought it was funny. I have no opinion on Overwatch other than when we were all meeting each other together at the place. Everyone wanted to play Overwatch, and I referenced this with Brad.
Yes,
that
God, it was everyone.
It was it killed any interest I had in the game because we were doing it was during our major first year assessment, which was the environments.
Yeah.
And my whole team just wanted to play Overwatch.
They played it there.
They played it there.
What?
That's what brought up that whole conversation that our teachers had to have.
What was it?
That was like, don't play fucking video games here. You've paid this much money. Stop playing video games.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, there was 2 groups, and it was one of mine and a different group that none of us were in, and I made sure none of us were in it. And all they did was play Overwatch.
How can you do that?
I don't know. There was only one other person on my group that didn't play
I
it.
can picture them. And I know I probably can guess who some of those people were because I can just imagine them playing it.
Well, the thing is, all they did was play Overwatch, and then 3 of them left the course.
Yeah.
So it was me and one other person
Exactly.
left by the end of the course. And all she did the whole time, she did work on the project, but all she did was talk about Overwatch. And it killed absolutely any interest I had in it. So when Overwatch 2 came out, I thought it was hilarious because it didn't really seem like Overwatch 1 needed to be replaced.
No.
And the only thing I saw about it was you needed to unlock the characters.
That is the biggest joke I've ever seen.
What the fuck? It's a MOBA.
It's so my whole analysis on it is there was Overwatch 1. Things were slowly going downhill after what, 4 or 5 years of being on top.
Yeah.
And how many times I got Game of the Year and just
Live service of the year.
And it was great. It was great. But I stopped playing. I played it when it first came out.
Yeah.
Had a blast for a year. Stopped playing. And then it kind of died a little bit. And then it immediately came back. And then I didn't touch it. So I left it alone for like a year and a half. Came back. Played it with my mates nonstop. It was great. They stopped playing. I stopped playing. That was it. It kept going. And I was also sick of it because I've just played it too much. And there was nothing new happening. It just felt like the same
shit.
the same thing happening over and over again. Tediousness. You wait ages for new content.
Mm-hmm. 2 characters a year?
And I think they were going downhill. Downhill by like they were losing some players. That's what I mean by downhill. It was still fine. And
You know why they announced it, right?
at Overwatch 2,
Yeah.
why?
It was to deflect from all the sexual harassment
Oh.
cases Blizzard were charged
I
with.
assume that's always happened.
They unironically announced it so that they could big good thing because we did a lot of bad things. Because after they had to rename the cowboy character, who I don't think you can
God.
actually say his name on this app without getting in trouble.
Say his actual name though.
Yeah, you can't say the real name.
No, but his now name.
I don't know what his now name is. I just call it
It's-
Matt Mercer Cowboy.
They should have changed it to Mercer.
I reckon 100% it should have been Mercer.
Yeah,
but,
it's Cassidy now.
I like Cassidy. That's a good cowboy name, but Cassidy Mercer would have been a sick name.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they had to change that,
Mm.
that's when they were like, man, maybe we should just re-release this game because it'll get us some good press.
There was some other drama in China at the time.
Yeah.
Something about a tournament. I've completely forgotten it now. What was it? Oh no, it was Hong Kong. It was Hong Kong.
That's
during
right.
the Hong Kong incident.
They refused to
Mm.
back down from their pro-China stance
Yeah,
because 90% of their funding comes from China.
there it is. That was it.
Bam.
But when Overwatch 2 came out, or was planned to come out, it was just going to be a story game.
Which would have been perfect. I would have played it.
And the trailers were just them being
Them.
a story on a mission, like
Yeah.
being the characters on a mission. And then everyone was just like, well, you've got to have multiplayer.
Kind of what the game is.
You've got to have multiplayer in Overwatch 2. And then all of a sudden it slowly starts trickling out. And then I think there was an Overwatch 2 demo and you got to play as some new heroes on these cooperative missions. Just defending against AI and stuff. Kind of boring.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I blink and turn back and it's just a multiplayer game.
Just Overwatch 1.
And it's Overwatch 1.5 is
Yeah.
what I've always been saying.
I'm just trying not to kick a cable.
That's all good. And so after all their stuff, their shenanigans, their scandals, the fake story game, they've circled back to the exact same game where it should have been. But then they removed Overwatch 1 as well.
Yeah.
So they're just like, Overwatch 1, people go to Overwatch 2, it's free, and it's the same game. And I like how you can carry your progress.
Yeah.
I got to keep all the skins, all the stuff you work towards.
Yeah.
Thought that was really cool. But I've come back to it after all this time. It's the same game with 4 more characters, with a lot more maps, one less person on each team. It's not a 6v6, it's a 5v5.
Yeah.
So it's actually a MOBA now.
Yeah.
And
Well, I prefer 5v5 if I am going to play a competitive game, but
5v5 is,
it's such a weird choice.
I think 5v5 makes everything quicker.
And it's probably because they don't have enough people playing the game to fill 6v6 games.
Maybe. But there's less tanks. So it's quicker to kill people.
I have a thought about that. They're trying to bank on esports.
Yeah.
And what they've done is they've just pissed off all their esports teams. Because their esports teams for the last
They've gotta
4 or
cut
5 years
someone.
have consisted of 6 players. With a single, most competitive teams, I think, are 7 to 8 players. And you have 2 reserves who are juniors.
So now they've got an extra.
So now you're going to have to take one of your senior players and make him a reserve junior again.
Hilarious. What if every 6th man goes and forms another team?
That's what's going to have to happen. People are going to lots and lots, like millions of dollars are going to go into reshuffling esports teams because Overwatch dropped a character. That really intrigues me. But what also intrigues me is, could this not just have been a patch?
Yeah.
Like just add maps and 4 characters. I want to play devil's advocate and say there's a tech issue in the original game. It is old now.
Oh,
so
they did. They reworked a bunch of heroes.
It's
And
got to be something
else.
like that.
No, there was something else, like a core feature, like how something is done, not healing, but like how something is done.
Just
So
was
they-
broken in the
so
original.
they
engine.
reworked. Well, they wanted to do a different thing.
Yeah.
So they reworked everything. I think it was how certain buffs buff
Okay.
each other and stack or something. I can't quite remember. What is it? I'll have to look it up.
Still, that sounds like it could have been a patch.
Yes.
Whereas if it
exactly.
was like our server comms will expire in 5 years, so we've got to build a new game, that's understandable. Maybe you should say that when you release the game again.
But what happens in a few years' time? Is there going to be Overwatch 3? Like,
Oh.
that's so lame.
100%.
They should.
Have you seen how Blizzard works? Overwatch 3 is coming in 2028.
It's just going to be a
Bookmark, clip
multiplayer
this.
game.
Huh.
Why would they do that?
One of my biggest, and I sound like a broken record, I don't like competitive games. One of the things that I really didn't give a shit about Overwatch for was the fact that they had these really interesting characters and these amazing film, like videos
Oh, the
and
shorts,
trailers
Yeah.
that made me really interested in the world. There's nowhere to go to get more of that. I cannot find story gameplay. I think you
Is
can
there
read
comics?
a comic books, but
Yeah.
I'd rather read a comic book about a character that's good. And like, I know that sounds weird, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'd like comic books. I read a lot of comic books. I don't want to read a comic book for a game. I'd rather play a game for a game. And these characters are interesting because they've got game mechanics built into their life, which I'd like to experience, but no, you can't have story in my MOBA.
Yeah.
Whereas League did it so much better. It's just separate. There's story. By the way, we're funding TV shows. If Overwatch funded TV show,
Ooh,
I would watch the shit out of it.
that would be very good. That would be very good. And sure, I feel that might already be a thing in the works that they announced.
I think,
I think vaguely remember.
yeah, I wouldn't surprise me. That'll be cool. Just keep the original voice actors, please. They probably won't.
Yeah. Have you seen the voice actor for Soldier 76? Oh, I love that guy.
I don't even know.
Just a guy.
What the fuck is that? Soul Descending 6?
Soldier 76.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
No
great.
idea.
Okay.
I know who Soldier 76 is. Generic white boy, Captain America kind of guy. I think that was the one character I played when I played it once.
Yeah, he's the default
Yeah.
go-to.
Fun, but again, it's competitive.
Yeah.
Speaking of VOs, have you seen the drama around Bayonetta?
No.
It's just, it's going to get spicy, but they changed the voice actor from, I can never remember her full name, but the original voice actor is no longer the voice actor of Bayonetta.
Why
They've
they
gone
do
for
that?
Jennifer Hale. Apparently, it's because she was offered $4,000.
Total.
Apparently, she's lying. Anyway, allegedly, she's lying. I don't want to get sued, but it's going to be this whole big drama thing. And because Nintendo and Platinum are releasing the game, who are the two most tight-lipped companies around controversy, we'll probably never know the true extent. But
Right.
I just thought maybe you'd heard about it.
No.
I've played Bayonetta 1.
I've never played Bayonetta, and
It's not that good.
I've never seen the appeal.
If you like Bayonetta, it's a great game, but I just never really vibed with it.
Mm.
I don't like fast-paced things. It reminded me a lot of Devil May Cry, and I do not like Devil
I
May
didn't
Cry.
like that either.
Yeah, no. I don't like combo chain hitting games.
No, neither do I.
I get the appeal.
I've never found it difficult.
No.
And it's just, I can't remember what game it was, but maybe it was was it Devil May Cry?
Yeah,
I think I played one of those, and I literally stood there.
Mm.
People were hitting me, and I wasn't dying. I was like, okay.
It's a power trip game.
Yeah.
It's about feeling as powerful as possible, which is fine, but I'd rather get there through adversity.
Yeah, same. I feel invincible in those games, and it really bores me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Video
and
games.
Shadow of Mordor
Mm-hmm.
had a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked it when there was moments where it got really difficult, but there was moments where it's just like, okay, I'm invulnerable.
Yeah.
But I feel like it went up and down a lot.
I could play that game on the hardest difficulty. And
Oh,
not
for
have
sure.
a hard time.
For sure. But for the most time, it's easy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
You hit a spike.
you hit a moment where it's just like, okay, this guy's rocked up. He's immune to something.
Everything I'm good at.
Everything I'm doing right now, he's immune to it. And
Yeah.
it just shocks you.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're invincible.
Yeah.
But that's what I really liked about that game is you're not. I think the Batman's is similar. Maybe.
Yes.
I haven't
Made by
played
the
them.
same studio.
Yeah. But I think you're more invincible in the Batman stuff. It's just
I've never
button
played
mash.
them.
I've never played them either. But I don't like button mashing.
Yeah.
Unless it's Tekken. Not Tekken. I like the DC one. Injustice.
Injustice, yeah. I used to play that with
Yeah.
my cousins. Love me some Raven.
Raven.
Just because I like Teen Titans.
Damn. So you're not streaming your stargazing because the clouds.
Because there are clouds. It was going to be tomorrow night, but it's going to rain, so there's no point. I'm hoping we get some clear skies soon. November's going to be real. We've got an eclipse on the 8th of November. That'd be nice to... Lunar eclipse, that'd be nice to stream, but does not look like it'll be clear. This is the darkest we've been in a very long time. And wet. It's raining. Good thunderstorms. Terrible for my equipment.
Well, Chloe was streaming on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe she is affiliate. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to check. But either her viewer average may have dropped below, so she didn't quite get it.
Yep.
So she might need to do one more stream and get the average viewers up. But it was lightning storming.
Nice.
And it crashed her stream. So we almost stopped because I was worried about tech
Yeah,
getting
frying.
fried.
Yep.
Because my router at the previous place got
Oh,
fried.
that's right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Got melted.
That was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. I called up the company and they just couldn't. They wouldn't believe me.
Yeah,
I was
no.
just like, yeah, it's fine. It's just been struck by lightning and it no longer works.
Yeah.
And then they put me on to someone else and they said the same thing. And then eventually they just sent me a new one.
That's so funny.
I was just like, I'm not. No, it's like they kept doing the procedural. They went down their list of like, does it do this? Does it? And it was like, no. It got struck by lightning. Ignore what you're telling me.
It literally does not work.
It does not work.
We even had screenshots of the lightning map, and you could see the lightning basically on your driveway.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Crazy. I also did a clip the other night of when Adam was streaming. So it was
Yeah.
Friday night. And there was a big flash and it lit up his face and his eyes went.
That's sick.
And so I went back and clipped it. I don't
Yeah.
think you could hear it, but the lightning just flashed outside his apartment. So he must have felt the shake. I love storms.
Same. I love a good
I
storm.
want to go fishing in a storm.
This is incredibly dangerous, but yes, I would like to go fishing in
That's
a
when
storm.
the fish are biting.
They
Cam.
love it. They absolutely love the rain and the thunder and the lightning. Good fishing in the rain.
Oh, I love fishing.
I need to go fishing.
Goddamn. Surprise stream. Couldn't hear it. Goddamn. Let's take a look at the sketch.
The sketch.
Because we're going to be doing some different things. So we're doing the podcast at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe's streaming tonight. I might stream as well tonight with Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll play some Overwatch 2.
Bit of Overwatch.
So there might be some Migosh, Mitch, maybe some Jake, or whoever wants to join. We'll see. Well, yeah, we might just keep it small. And then Adam and me tomorrow, Monday night. This might be my last Bannerlord stream on a schedule. And the following week, I'm just going to stream when I want to. So that could mean more Bannerlord, just on different days.
Yep.
And there's a few things I need to get sorted for that. Nothing Tuesday. Committed to YouTube. Wednesday's some Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
I might end up joining her. Who knows? Thursday Stone Block. I've been loving Stone Block.
So good.
It's very chill to stream. A lot of Minecraft people rock up in the chat, which is funny.
So funny. I was so out of it this Thursday. I was just
With the Thorm.
not even that because of how drugged up I was. I remember someone in my I think it was Donga Man in my chat was setting up some absolute banger jokes, but it took me like 5 minutes to read what he had sent, and then I was like, it doesn't make any sense, man. And then I doxed you. So it was just not a good stream.
Adam missed it, but Cam brought up his little man to me.
My little
your son.
man. I'm going to make a lot of little men this week.
They were so little.
Little men. My
Little
boy.
man. He nearly fell in the pit.
He did. He's chilling by some fire at the moment. So I feel like when I come back, he's dead. But I'm going to build some more. Learn to make different kinds because I can only make dark wood and stone. So
I definitely want to stream more Minecraft just because it's easy to stream.
I'd like to do some more mod packs. I'm loving Stone Block, but I'd like to try some
Well,
more
I
mod
think we're not
packs.
too far away
No.
from finishing.
I just don't want to be the guy that says, all right, I'm done with that while Adam's halfway through a 6-week project.
But yeah, we'll get back through it. Mitch might stream Thursday.
Yeah.
I know his Discord's been asking him to stream, which is funny. So Adam on Friday.
Yep.
And nothing on Saturday. And then
That's
then episode 12 of the podcast, which I think we'll do a Halloween podcast. With maybe 4 people.
4 people.
I think so.
Very good. Very nice.
I think so. And we'll talk about some pud.
Some pud.
We'll have some Halloween attire. Not attire.
Do it. Dress up.
I've got a pumpkin that lights up.
Everyone should
theme
come in a
studio.
costume. I'm not coming for that.
Actually,
one,
I
so
could
don't
now that I could actually
Yeah.
have one. I'll
Everyone's got a costume at home.
tell you what the costume is after.
Get Chloe to do everyone's makeup.
And then the following week, I won't stream Monday Bannerlord. Maybe I will, but I'll leave it more open.
Yeah.
So I can fit more into my schedule.
Yeah.
Which involves a lot more YouTube.
Yes.
But hopefully something is out by next Tuesday, I think.
Get some big vids done.
Some big
If
vids.
there's any vids you want, chuck it in the Discord and we'll make them happen. What other mod packs are you thinking about?
I mean, RL-Craft is fun,
I'd
but
love to do just even if it was just a one-off couple hours. We should do a 12-hour RL-Craft stream.
death counter.
See how far we can get.
We'll just have to find each other first. I love RL-Craft. Oh god, yeah, I'm so keen.
We should do a drinking game in RL-Craft. Not every death you do a shot. Maybe every death you have a little sip.
Have a
and
sip,
then
of, sip of cider.
see how absolutely potatoed we are by the time we meet up.
I think we only just figured out how to actually play the game, which is to use the monster parts to make armor that's really good
Yeah.
and weapons that are really good. We only just started to do that last time, and then the world burned.
Yes.
Oh
My solo one, I got really far. I got to late stage magic,
well,
but then I lost my bird and got very upset and deleted
you
my
lost EQ?
I lost EQ, my baby girl. So I just deleted that save, but it's all still up here. I remember finding a massive cathedral and thinking I'm going to make that my base, and then realizing it was in a desert, so I'd die every time I went near it. I couldn't even get to it. It was so hot.
Was it filled with a bunch of those scorpion things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just love the creatures in that game.
So good.
Hand thing that grabs onto your face.
Yep.
Love it.
The dragons. I just want to do dragon hunting because they're so hard. I played another mod pack with the same dragon mod, fully expecting them to be the same level of difficulty, and it took like a stack of arrows to take one down. I was like, what the fuck? Whereas in RL-Craft, you need like an inventory of Dragon Slayer arrows to do half their health bar.
No, I'd love to do that. So if we can't think of anything else after Stone Block, you did mention something else. What was
Pokemon
it?
one.
Pokemon.
I think that my sister and her partner are currently playing it, and she's absolutely loving it.
That one does seem, I could be wrong about this, but it seems like you could. No, I was going to say you could finish it.
Yeah. Well, if you picked a team you want, you can finish it.
What I'd like to do is what some other people have done, which maybe we should talk about that next. Is you pick a type, and then you're bound to that type.
Or we could do a one-off and do a goat, like your favorite Pokemon, and your whole goal is to get yours.
Yeah.
But I do like the type.
Or you can't have same types.
I like that. Shotgun Fairy. I don't even think they're in it.
Oh, what I meant was, like if you've got a fire type, that's your one fire type.
Like just do a Nuzlocke in it. I don't think it's hard enough to do a Nuzlocke in it.
Just battling each other.
You can only get one from each biome, but you can see them on the overworld, so it kind of kills the hype. Speaking of, I'm very hyped for the new Pokemon.
What is it called again?
Violet and Scarlet and Violet. I'm getting Violet.
Does it look like the one on the Switch last time?
It looks like it's basically Arceus, but a proper Pokemon game with a story, gyms, and all that. There was some leaks about some of the details that look really good. Battles are all optional. So trainer battles are back because they weren't in Arceus, but they're all optional. So you can go and talk to someone and then play them.
Did people like Arceus?
I loved Arceus, but there was a lot of it that I didn't like. I didn't like the fact there wasn't any gyms or trainer battles.
Oh.
But I did really like the Pokedex system. I enjoyed it. The story was mid, but it's Pokemon, so I wasn't expecting the world.
Do you have a Switch or a Switch Lite?
I've got day one Switch with day one written on the back.
Oh, nice.
No, my partner's got a Lite, so we play a lot of co-op games on there. We've done all the Lego games, and we just did Portal Knights, which is a really fun game that I think more people should play. But no, I'm very excited for the new Pokemon. There's a lot of cool things coming.
No, I miss Pokemon. Love me some Pokemon.
Yeah, I think a Pokemon Legends game in... No, don't worry. Forget I even said that. I can't remember what I was going to say. But another Legends game set in a different region would be absolutely banging. I think it's such a good concept, and there's so many legendary Pokemon that don't get enough love that a Legends game dedicated to some of these legendaries would be sick. But they did cover most of them in Arceus. I guess like the Hoenn and Sinnoh. No, it was set in Sinnoh. Yeah, Johto would be cool. Get the 3 birds and the 3 dogs going.
I love the birds.
I love the birds.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon?
Yeah.
It's evenly split, so I'm a cop-out between Garchomp and Sylveon.
Garchomp and Sylveon.
Garchomp was my first favorite Pokemon, but every game I've played since Sylveon was introduced, I seem to get it and love it.
Do you know mine?
No.
Lickitung.
Lickitung. My boy.
I hate the... I'm very upset that he evolves
Yes.
into a worse Pokemon.
Give him the Everstone.
Yeah. And I think there's a pre-evolution, Licky Licky,
Licky Licky.
or is that the other one?
It's got a baby form.
Ugh. Baby forms.
Gibble's cute for Garchomp, but I always get it to Garchomp as quick as possible.
I like
It's always a female.
I like Wooper.
because of Cynthia. Yeah,
I like Wooper.
you like the dopey boys.
Yeah. I like Dopey Boys. I like what Wooper evolves into.
Yeah.
Quagmire.
Quagmire.
Quagsire.
Quagsire. I don't fucking
don't know.
know. Every single game I pick the same 12 Pokemon. I like the swords, Aegis Slash. They're pretty cool.
That's beyond my level of
Remembrance.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I never got that far.
Love a bit of Pokemon.
Maybe I should play them all one day.
Do it.
Start to
Play
finish.
some of the new ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
just
reckon-
don't have access to them really.
I liked X and Y. Sun and Moon were good. I didn't finish them though. Sword and Shield was good. It's like the first proper open world 3D one.
Right.
I liked it. It's set in England.
What's the one where you have to Pokemon Go the ball?
So Let's Go Pikachu. No baby for Lickitung. There you go.
No baby for Lickitung.
I
Yes.
thought it was like the little.
I thought there was a little
pink-
man.
shit, but I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, is that
Oh no, I know what I'm thinking about. It's
Fairy?
not. No,
Fancy or Jigglypuff? Or
no, it's actually purple with a yellow tuft on its head. That's what I got confused. I can't remember its name. There's too many fucking
Justice for
Pokemon.
Lickitung.
But yeah, the Let's Go Pikachu and
yeah.
Eevee, they're good.
Because that was the
They're
first one that
very
emerged
easy.
out of no Pokemon games for a while,
Yes,
and there was no fighting. No, you couldn't fight wild Pokemon or something.
I haven't played it. Yeah, Chansey. That's
Peony Adam knows his Pokemon.
good, man. At least someone does.
But yeah, no, it'd be fun. Like the Nuzlocke video we did on YouTube. That was really fun.
It was a good video.
Yeah.
Should do more of them.
It was just a lot of effort for editing. I'd probably set it up different this time. It was a very ambitious first time editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played a randomized Soul Silver Nuzlocke. That was fucking incredible. I got a Jirachi in the first area and just swept the first 5 gyms. It was very easy.
I think it was Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Who basically only had a ground attack.
Yeah.
And then the things he came up against were flying.
Mhm.
And then this bug thing that was just like immune to everything.
Yep.
So he was basically stuck and he had to. Oh, yeah. He got in a trainer battle and he had to use all his abilities to get struggle to
To
then
get out.
win.
Yeah.
And he did it. And it was the funniest moment because also he's never played Pokemon. So he's not really understanding or believing what I'm saying.
Yeah. Use all your moves and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Trust me, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And then he's on the smidge of health, and then he crits the person with the struggle.
Struggle.
Yeah, it was great. Do you want to talk about
I would like. I think I know what you're going to say.
Achievement Hunter
Yes.
or Rooster Teeth?
I would like to.
Get to some actual drama. Not that we.
A channel with 100 subscribers is going to shit on it.
Oh yeah,
$6 million channel.
yeah.
6 million subscriber. But we deserve it.
Damn. Lay it on me. What do you know?
I know that it's a shithole of a company now, and I've lost a lot of respect for a lot of people. A lot of ex-staff have come out and said, basically, all the people that the public think are the good guys aren't necessarily the good guys, and that they weren't doing anything bad, but would, say, turning an eye to it. For instance, one man who I idolized for a very long time, Jeff, was approached multiple times to denounce a lot of the harassment happening, and his response was no. A lot of the original founders were approached about a lot of these issues, and they basically said, you're taking it too seriously, you're too nice, maybe you should find another job. And a slur that was used...
Which one?
that was turned into a fun nickname by two
Yep.
of the main Achievement Hunter cast was not a fun nickname, but was in fact a very derogatory slur that I myself, that was my nickname at school against my will, so I know just how much it can hurt. And that's what really upset me, is I had no idea that that was what it was, and that person was going through that. And she was very open about it, and she was the one that posted basically everything.
Yeah.
Mad respect to her. That was Caden, if you didn't know.
Yep. which they don't have a job anymore anyway. So
No, they don't. Yeah.
So it was
they're
a few
a
months.
VTuber now.
Yeah.
So it stopped because when all this first round stuff happened, everyone was like, well, at least it isn't the main people that we know and love.
Yeah.
And it just took a second round for us to realize.
Well, round 1 was when I dipped.
I dipped well before round 1 because I saw it on the horizon.
Well, Bruce. What was the first scenario? Bruce Green leaving? Was that
Well,
Lawrence leaving?
So when Bruce left, because Bruce and Lawrence left so quickly, it kind of.
That was the first like, oh, what's happening?
Concerned.
Like everyone's like, this is not normal.
I was out of the Funhouse world by then.
I was out of it as well.
Funhouse was my favorite YouTube channel for a very long time.
I think you introduced them to
Yeah, I introduced it to a lot of people. I absolutely loved them. I idolized
You
them.
had merch at
I have a lot of merch from
uni, yeah.
both of them, and I basically wanted to be them. That's one of the reasons we started this.
Yeah.
And then when those two left, that triggered some weird shit. And I even remember when the day happened, I was at my job that I'm currently at on the toilet, and I opened my phone and someone on Twitter had posted a picture of Adam Kovic's asshole. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Why are they doing this to my boy, my hero? And then I read everything that he had done and was just crumbled. You know, I loved that guy. And turns out he was a piece of shit and had been cheating on his wife for many years with many people. Some of them allegedly underage. So
yeah, I didn't read a lot of his story at the time. I've read more of like the Ryan stuff.
It happened on the same day because it was the same person that got all of
Did you see the new stuff for Adam?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot more people. And the reason Bruce left Funhouse is because Adam was doing it to two people that are quite close to Bruce. Autumn told Bruce fully snapped and was like, all right, called HR at Rooster Teeth and said he needs to be fired by the end of the day. They laughed at him and said, that'll never happen. He's too popular. Just, get over it. Keep doing what we've been doing for the last 10 years and hide it. And Bruce was like, what the fuck? So Bruce quit on the phone. He told Lawrence. Lawrence called them up and quit on the phone the same day.
Who revealed that?
Bruce.
I did. So he had one time where he revealed that?
That was last week. One of the girls that Adam had been harassing posted her
that's
story, and Autumn responded to it, and Bruce and James also responded to it. And Bruce and James both said,
they validated the story.
This is 100% true. We didn't know what Adam was doing because people were covering it up. And both of them were always middle management. They were never upper management, and that's why they never knew about it. Whereas the people that knew about it were people like Jeff, Bernie, Matt, Gus. Really kills that, love I have for those guys.
Yeah. I stopped watching. I think worked really hard at the time, so I had and it was really upsetting because I had 2 months of backlog of content that I was really excited to watch.
Yep.
And I started watching it, and then the day after, the Ryan and Adam stuff came out, and I was just like, process that, yada yada. Shit, now I can't watch the backlog of 2 months of content. I wish I was watching it at the time because then I could have enjoyed it and had something to watch. But now it's just, and I think at the time they were the only people I was watching.
Yeah.
Because I was a first member at the time.
Yep.
No longer.
Likewise.
Ended it that day, I think. And yep, because I think Ryan was my favorite at the time. Just, I don't know, just the way I viewed him. I tuned into his streams.
Yep.
Where his kid was on it a lot. I don't know. I just liked him. It was quirky, intelligent, slightly black sheep.
Yeah.
But that was just his character.
Mm-hmm.
And then that all came out. I think also I related to him the most.
Yeah.
And then that all came out. Couldn't stand to watch anything, even if he wasn't in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then found that video of Jack and Michael.
Yeah.
Weeping.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of brought me back for maybe a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, nah, I can't watch you guys anymore. But that video at least made it a better farewell
I agree.
from me watching them. Yeah. Yeah.
The part that really fucks with me is when that all happened, they started bringing on new people. And from the sounds of it, all of those new people were treated like shit. So that just kind of, yeah. When I was in Japan, I went there very unwell in the head.
Mm.
And I fell on Funhouse and Achievement Hunter. I listened to like all of their podcasts while I was over there because I was in Japan for 5 weeks by myself. So I just listened to their podcasts at night or when I was walking between whatever I was doing in Japan. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is great. You know, it's taking me back to a time when I was a lot less depressed and happy. And it was like 2 months after I got back that everything happened. So that kind of soured that whole experience, but at least I got to enjoy it while I was listening to them again. But then as soon as I came back and everything fell apart.
Yeah, it was very weird watching some of the stuff afterwards or even leading up to it. Because it's always hard when new people rock up.
Yeah.
And I think one of the first people was, what's her name? So bad because I don't.
Was it Fiona?
Fiona.
Yeah.
Fiona. And it took maybe a few weeks, and then I really liked Fiona. I didn't like Fiona just because she was a new person.
Yeah.
Same reason I didn't like Jeremy or Matt when they first rocked up. And then I was just like, okay, cool. This is great. And then what annoyed me was they got even more people in, and then you'd see less and less of like Fiona. So they got you to like someone, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And then Fiona does a lot of stuff now.
Well, unfortunately,
at other places, I thought.
Yeah, she just lost her job because she was a host on G4.
That's the one.
And G4 just got shut down.
I did it.
She found out she'd lost her job from the Twitter post from G4 saying we no longer exist.
Wow.
Fucking sucks because she's so fucking funny.
Wow. What was G-Force?
G4.
What was G4?
G4 was the old TV show that Bruce used to write. And it was the gaming TV show in America. Right. And they brought it back and she was one of the hosts. And then they've killed it off again.
So they tweeted,
we're shutting down. That's it. Didn't meet our expectations. And she found out because of that post.
And why did they shut down?
Because they weren't making any money.
They weren't making
no one was watching it because it was a very old show that they were trying to do. And she was part of the reason that it was kind of succeeding because she was trying to update it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the old heads who were the original hosts just didn't care. It was very sad, but yeah, she got treated like shit when she started it. Yeah, everyone found out from that post.
That's what. Why do you do that? Why do you?
Soulless managers, man. They exist.
Yeah, just viewing Rooster Teeth's upper
and like the stuff that happened to Mika.
That was the next thing I was going to bring up. That's very sad.
Because Jeremy explained it because it was his fault. And I don't know. I'm not going to pass judgment on people. I'm nobody, but I don't think it.
Well, it was more than that incident as well.
Oh, of course.
So,
but if I was in her shoes and that happened, I don't know how I couldn't have not absolutely dragged them all through the mud. No one deserves that. It takes 10 seconds to wipe it off a board, my guy.
Yeah.
There's no fucking reason for it to be up there. She had every reason to take them through and she didn't. That just shows how good of a person she is. And the thing is, when she left, her name was dragged through the mud. People fucking hated her. For no reason.
It's just in the few videos I've watched, there's just way too many things. Like, do you reckon Rooster Teeth's done?
100%. Discovery will sell them.
How long do you reckon?
Discovery will dissolve them in the next 12 months. There's way too much drama. They're losing too much money. It costs them. They make Social Blade. You can take it however you want. But they make probably between $8,000 to $9,000 a day off YouTube. That is not enough to. And I know First does a lot to run the company, but they're losing subscribers 1,000 a day. Their views are tanking. YouTube is not a sustainable place for them. Their TV shows suck shit. Like the reviews are bad. The sponsorships are bad. They're just Discovery and Warner will sell them very soon. And they probably won't even sell them. They'll scrap them for parts and give people other jobs in Discovery and Warner.
It's wild.
Which sucks, but
it's wild.
Nah, I don't think they'll last long. From a management perspective, I can't even imagine getting to this point. It just blows my mind that this is what happens when you give people who make videos management and business positions, when they've never managed or done anything like that. Bernie's the only one in the group that had ever managed anyone because he used to run the call center where they all met.
Right.
Everyone else was just nerds.
Mm.
That's what happens when you give that kind of person power. You need a management background. You need to know how a business is run, and a business should be a soulless entity. As grim as that sounds, a business is a business to make money. You have people in a business to be the face and the good people, and you need to support them. But you can't have a business run by people who are that distant and distracted and not willing to take a stance for the business. And that's my view.
The Caden stuff with how long of hours they were working,
Mm-hmm.
and also not getting paid for almost a year,
Mm-hmm.
is absolute insanity.
I think his name was Caleb. He used to come on and do Arwu back in the old days, and he now plays Ultimate Frisbee.
That sounds familiar.
And they used to give him the
Is he
nickname
blonde?
Green Cheat. Kind of. Yeah, he didn't get paid for 2 years and then got paid 40K, which is ridiculous. So, and the whole animation team are coming out and saying it's the worst in the industry, the way they're being treated, which is crazy for a company made from people who love animation and
hopefully
game
they get
industries.
jobs elsewhere.
Yeah, I hope so.
You'd hope, but there's not much you can.
Not much. I don't know. It's so sad.
America.
I'm so emotionally invested in that company and have been for so long that I want them to disappear. I want them to dissolve because the longer they go, the worse it's going to get.
The worse their memory becomes.
Like I used to own a lot of their merch. My sister and I, our Christmas tradition was we'd make a shopping cart of the 2 t-shirts we want and then give each other our phone. We did that for like 10 years. And so we've got all these shirts and neither of us wear them anymore. And I've got an original Funhouse t-shirt that's faded to shit that I'll sometimes wear when I'm painting Warhammer. That's it.
I always wanted to buy a lot of merch, and I was real close,
Mm.
and I never did because I was too poor.
It's probably a good thing.
And now I don't think I have a single bit of merch to remind me of them, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a huge titan that
One of the original pillars.
it's gonna leave a void in.
Well, hopefully there's a small channel that can
Oh,
fill it out.
to get a move on for that.
We treat our people well here.
Yes.
Except for Lachlan. We keep him in a
he
cage.
he doesn't. He gets food once a week.
Well, if he's lucky.
Yeah.
We jest. But no, it's very sad. Way to bring the mood down, Harry.
Yeah, well, I think everyone at HQ watched them.
Yeah. Well, again, we've modeled this experience, this idea off them.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it right because all of us we're all nerds, but we come from a business background. We worked together in a business setting. So
Yes.
that helps a lot.
Yes.
And I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. It just really seems like the lack of humanity.
It's just, to me, it's the people, the face of the company not wanting to tarnish themselves, which is their entire job is to stop this shit from happening. Yet they didn't want to stop it happening because it would make them look bad. And all they've done is shot themselves harder.
So you were talking about a company being soulless before?
Yeah, so, well, no, I described that terribly. What a company should... The people who run the company are there to defend the company, not themselves and the people.
Yes. Yes. So soulless in the decision for who should be at the face of things.
Well, what I'm trying to say is... Okay, this is what I'm trying to say.
All right.
If one of HQ came to me and said something was happening, my immediate response and job is to publicly publicly shit on that. I can't think of a better word. Publicly explain the situation, defend the person in the right, and punish the person in the wrong. Because it's my job to make the company look good. Whereas what they've done is someone has come to them and said, this is happening, and they've gone, we can't make the company look bad. And then another person comes to them, no, we can't do anything. Another person. So what then happens at the end of the life cycle is everything comes out and your company's shot. The company is worth $0. The company is fucked. That's what they fucked up. It's the business manager's job to defend the good people and fuck over the bad people for the name of the company. It's bad, but it's not really for the person who's getting shit on. You want to help them, and you should help them, and those people do get help here if they ever needed it. But they've defended the bad people so much just to save the company's face that they fucked the company. That's what I was trying to say, and I said it terribly.
So it should be, say, an Achievement Hunter editor had a problem. Keep that bland, I guess, and it involved one of the faces. They come to HR or management or whatever, and then what should have happened is that comes into light.
No,
How does that work?
Unless the original person who had the issue made it public, it should always be kept private. But you should deal with the issue.
Actually, yeah, deal with it and not ignore it.
Yeah,
even if it involves you slightly cutting yourself in the foot instead of shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
Later.
It's so by not punishing the face, you've basically punished the entire image of the company because you represent the company, and by not doing anything, you've fucked the company. Whereas getting rid of one person makes the victim part of the whole punishing the one person, which is how it should be.
And so it would have been a good, I mean, it sounds weird, but it would have been a positive thing to
publicly
rid the scourge of something bad, instead of being like, hey, we could have hid this.
What's happening, man? We're getting really serious about YouTube drama because apparently we're Keemstar now.
God damn.
But yeah, it in most business, it's all done behind doors. And it could have been, if you had someone of a higher rank tell the face of the company, don't fucking do that again or we'll fire you. It tends to be enough.
But nothing.
But that was not done. And from every evidence, that was not done. Yeah, the Rooster Teeth Funhouse stuff. We're talking about how they're the reason we started doing this and we love them so much, and they've turned into absolute fucking assholes. So
before all the recent drama, though.
We loved them before that.
No, they're saying they would.
But like another thing we haven't talked about is they've just let go a bunch of people, which says to me they're about to shut their doors. But Matt, someone who's worked for them for almost 10 years, I think it is. Just gone. Was told he's done next week.
Was position dissolved? Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
He's streaming. He's fine.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
I like him. But no,
and all of his other buddies are already streaming.
I probably made that whole business explanation fucked, but basically they did the wrong thing. You shouldn't do that because what they've done is by trying to protect the company, they've royally fucked it. You should never fuck a single person over to protect a company. You should punish a person to make the company look good. I don't know. That's just how I.
No, I that makes sense to me. I understand that.
I'm terrible at explaining things when I'm on kidney medication.
And even then, like if it was one initial event, there is potential for. It depends on the severity of things, but it's that wouldn't have necessarily been the end for that person.
No.
It could have just been a harsh punishment. Maybe they go into a different position. Maybe they still even keep their position with that warning.
Yeah. It depends to what level it is.
But something.
Yeah. Again, it's also level dependent. I think everything that's coming out probably should have been an immediate fire. And I would have done it myself. And you're talking about people who make you millions. But I think...
The Caden stuff, how do you...
That...
Because you're not being paid and
that was a... So according to her report, that was a conversation that happened multiple times. So and at that point, at the end of that, fuck them off. If they're still doing it and you've said multiple times you don't like it, fuck them off.
Yeah, that's such a situation.
It's business isn't easy. HR isn't easy, but it needs to be done right or you end up with a company that used to be worth billions, millions and is now worth nothing and will be dissolved. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I hope everyone affected is safe and happy, finds a community that they love. But listening, like Autumn was talking about the difference because she now works at 100 Thieves and how different it is.
What are 100 Thieves again?
I think it's an esport.
It's an esports team. I know they have a gaming compound.
But the gaming compound is gorgeous and it makes me very, very wet. But she's like, the difference between working here and there is she calls it legacy and current. She's like, the legacy stuff, who are all like the older guys, are fucked. Whereas the new young group of people know how to actually work properly, be nice to each other, and run a company that's successful. And the same thing with I don't know if you know much about Cow Chop. I used
Little
to
bit,
I used
yeah.
to consume a bit of that, but Trevor left Cow Chop because they were basically abusing him, and he talked about it too. He's got a post about it, and in it, he now works for, and I always forget the name of it, but he works for Schlatt's media company,
Right.
something dark, I forget it, but they're hilarious guys. And he's like, again, I come into work and they ask me what I want to do today. Do I want to be in a video? No, that's cool. Edit, produce, direct. Whereas at Cow Chop, he'd walk into a screaming match, be told to be in a video, yell at him, make fun of him. And he's like, it's just the old, and that's all from the Rooster Teeth management of Cow Chop that caused that. So he's like, the old media versus the new media is such a different experience that, yeah, I can't see them surviving for much longer.
No. I guess we'll just watch the fall and wait for more stuff to come out.
Hope that
Because that's inevitable.
Man, hope the good people survive.
Is there any people you still think are good? Like that
I
you
haven't consumed any of their media
Yeah.
for good on 4 years. Someone hinted, and it scared me, but that someone hinted that Ray was a victim that hasn't spoken out yet.
that makes a lot of sense.
And I'm very scared because I think that would make me genuinely.
That would make a lot of sense.
100%. I hope he's all good. He's one of my heroes.
Yeah.
He got out at the right time.
He came back once. I never watched that.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. But
I watch his streams occasionally.
you heard anything about Jack?
No, he was always my favorite member.
Yeah, I've heard nothing about him.
I think he's going to quietly sunset and disappear, which is probably the best thing for him.
Yeah.
I hope he's not a bad person because was always my
It'd
favorite.
be a great act.
100%. Man deserves an Oscar if he's been an asshole.
He seems too empathetic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, then how would he have been able to stand by and watch certain things happen?
Yeah.
So
That's
the bit that gets me.
The only defense you can give him is did he know? Because both Bruce and James have, with evidence, proved they didn't know what Adam was doing. So I'd like to think the same thing about Jack, but he did know that Caden's nickname wasn't appreciated and was in videos where Michael and Gavin continued to use it. And I should say that was a long time ago, and Michael and Gavin have both made statements saying they've apologized and deeply regret it. And even Caden said, I accepted your apology back when you apologized, and I accept it now.
To Michael.
To Michael. Not to Gavin, which probably makes me think Gavin probably never apologized. But the fact he apologized to Michael, you know, that's their situation. No comment on it. But yeah, it's fucked. It's all fucked.
It's all a shake up. God
damn.
All right, let's talk about
something light-hearted.
Light and happy.
Do you want to do a tier list of Funhouse drama?
Who's most likely to
be the next fuckhead? I think it'll be Jeff, but anyway, and I'm very scared. I don't know. What's something happy we can talk about? If I've got anything in my podcast notes.
We'll book some horror things, I think. I'm not sure who was keen for some horror recording, but we'll do some horror
stuff.
Intense topic while I load up a truck. God damn.
We'll chill you out now. Yes, I no longer look homeless thanks to that man. He does publicly say that he cuts hair. He cut mine. It's all gone.
Very nice.
Looks good. Thank you. I'm loving it. It's real. Like yesterday, I was hanging some paintings in my office and my studio. And they weren't paintings; they were comic books. And I was sweating absolute bullets because I couldn't turn the fan on because it was going to cut my neck off because I was putting the comic books on the top seat, like the top row. They were flush with the ceiling, and if I had fallen off the ladder, I would fucking die. So I didn't have the fan on, and it's also the wall that connects to my neighbors. So I couldn't open the window because then they'd hear me fucking banging on a wall. So I was absolutely hot, and I got down and rubbed the back of my head, and it was disgusting. And all I could think was if I still had the mullet, I'd probably have hyperventilated and overheated and died.
Gosh.
But the mullet will be back. It's still there technically. There is a small mullet, but it'll be back next winter. But for summer, I'm going to keep it short. Keep the beard short. The moustache is long still. Yeah. It's my hair.
I finished season 2 of
Oh.
Always Murders.
Which-
Only Murders in the Building.
Which season do you like more, 1 or 2?
Probably 2.
Bunny's my favorite character.
Yeah,
So
that was
I was
tragic.
so invested in season 2. I'm thinking of getting a bunny tattoo. You know the painting that Mabel does in the first season?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think I want to get that bunny tattooed somewhere when she's sitting back with the dog.
I liked how
Yeah.
they kept changing what she's walking on occasion in the intro. Like, it's all of season 1, she walked the dog.
And then the parrot.
And then she walked the parrot. One episode, she walked a chicken.
Yeah, the chicken one was great. Thanks, man. Go back. Enjoy.
All right, see ya.
I'll talk to you later. Yeah, man. It was season 2 was so good.
Spoilers for
Yeah.
Only Murders in the Building.
Spoilers. So
Watching.
Adam, I don't think you're caught up. So it's
Hi-
been nice watching you and having you on the podcast.
highly recommend it on Disney.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time.
When Steve Martin got stabbed.
That was so fucking funny.
I believed it because I was just like, I can see him wanting to go out
Right.
as a character if this was the final season.
Right.
And I just found it so funny because I was like, it might not be real, but it's so good.
All
It's
those
so
twists
funny.
with Kara was so
God damn
good.
it.
The ending, the setup for season 3.
Only Murders in the Theater.
I'm so fucking excited. I grew up in theaters, man. I'm so excited. And if the man who dies, Mr. Paul Rudd, is in it for longer as like a continuous
Got to have
character.
flashbacks.
God,
and stuff.
I'm so excited.
I couldn't believe Paul Rudd was in it. I was like, what?
Ayla and I I've said it before, kept looking at the cast because we wanted to see what other people were doing. And in the cast, he pops up as like the 4th build person. And he hadn't showed up for all 2 seasons. And we're like,
Wow.
did he advise? But he's got a name in here. Maybe it's like because sometimes you can access the AI that does movie casting on Google accidentally pulls the wrong person, and maybe he was in it. And then that last scene happened, and I was like, oh fuck, yes! So excited. I love the theater. Theaters are this behind a stage when a show is live. It is one of the creepiest ambient places. Everyone's so angry and so quiet. And you step out on the stage and you're all happy and bright, and that like dichotomy of emotions is so fucking scary. And I'm very excited to see what they do.
God. Yeah, I love that. That's so good. I'm so excited for season 3.
One of my
I still
favorite
got a few
shows.
left. Bye-bye.
One of my favorite shows, I reckon.
Yeah.
Have you watched Fleabag before?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Mm.
Chloe really likes it.
Yeah, Ayla and I binged it in 2 days. I absolutely fucking loved it. I think season 2 was a lot better than season 1. Season 1 made me very depressed for a comedy, but season 2 was amazing.
I think that's why we stopped.
You got to push through it because season 2 is worth it.
Ugh.
Season 2 is so. I think it's a perfect show. Season 2. Season 1 got me a bit down, but yeah, season 1. Sorry, but season 2 is so good. That's all I've watched. I haven't watched any of.
I've
his shows.
started watching Andor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that it's one of the best TV Star Wars.
It starts off real slow.
Yes.
But it is continuously ramped up.
Apparently, it's one of the best heists written.
Ooh.
So I don't know what it's
They're
about.
they're about to heist for me. I'm episode 4, 5.
Yeah.
I don't remember a thing that happened in Rogue One because I just said, "Oh, everyone died." Spoilers for Rogue One.
But
Everyone
Rogue
dies
One's
at
one of the
end.
best fucking movies.
I don't remember it.
I love Rogue One.
I don't remember anything.
Rogue One's probably one of the few Star Wars movies I can go and watch.
I just
Whereas
remember
every
the
other Star
robot.
Wars movie I have to watch in order. And
That makes sense.
Rogue One, you fucking love it.
I don't remember anything.
It's got the best scene in all of Star Wars.
Is it the blind guy?
No, the ship called the Light Bearer. That's how fucking nerdy I am. The Hammerhead rams the destroyer into another destroyer, and then they go into the shield generator. It's so fucking cool.
How would you like a Star Wars game
Hmm
that is Tekken?
No,
No.
I like story-driven Star Wars games,
wow.
not fighting-driven Star Wars games.
Did you play
No, what is it? Last
Fallen
Order? What is it? Fallen Order.
Order?
Yes,
You played that?
loved it.
I love that.
The main
next
actor,
one's coming
the
out.
main actor shares a name with me. I got Cameron Monaghan. I got to play it. Yeah, I loved it. I started it. Was like, this is amazing. And then 2 weeks later, Death Stranding came out. So I literally ejected it and just fucking chucked it away and played
Goddamn.
Death Stranding for 4 months because the game was incredible. And then when I finished Death Stranding, I was like, I need to play something. Put that back in and just 48 hours binged the shit out of
Yeah.
it. The
I
the
love
saber
the ending of
creation.
that game.
The ending was so good.
Terrifying.
So
It's great.
I did not expect, old mate,
Yeah.
spoilers, when he just appears and chokes the sister. I was like, what the fuck is this?
they used that environment for Obi-Wan.
They did.
It was beautiful.
Did you see that Cameron accidentally hinted that he had done some live action stuff for that character?
Apparently, but there wasn't anything there.
No. I thought he was going to appear in Andor because they're set around the same time.
Mm.
But I've had people who are up to date said, no, he's not in it. So I reckon he's going to get his own show.
That'd be
Because
great.
Cameron's an incredible actor.
I also loved the villain in the game.
Yes.
That's
There's so many sisters and brothers now.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what they're identified
second
as.
sister.
I think she was second sister.
I found her much better than Kylo Ren.
Yeah, 100%.
I would have taken that story any day.
I think Kylo Ren was one of the strongest parts of the prequels or the sequels.
Yeah,
And that's fucked because he was not good.
I liked it until he revealed his helmet. Until he
Yeah.
took his helmet off, and I was like, "Oh,
I love Adam Driver.
I love Adam Driver." But I'm just thinking back to the moment, the
Yeah.
time I watched the movie. I
Yeah.
feel like people like it more than when it first came out. Now,
I went to the midnight release of The Force Awakens at a local cinema that my friend worked at. We got there at 2 p.m. for the midnight release. It was great. We were front of the line. All of his other friends rocked up, and we went to the pub and got absolutely fucked. Came back, got into the movie theater. The dude in front of me pissed himself. 2 rows back, a dude shat on the chair.
what?
It just smelt of sweat. And then I sat in the movie like this. Hardly remember any of The Force
I would have just
Awakens.
left.
Yeah, I was too drunk.
Right.
It stunk. I've never been to a convention, but I imagine that's what it smelled like. Just sweat. And yeah, this guy, he literally pissed himself. I was like, this is just
Is that the worst movie experience you've had?
100%.
God damn.
I've never walked out of a movie. I still hold that record.
Don't think I have either. Because
My friends almost walked out of Ghost in the Shell, but I'm a completionist, so I just wanted to finish it.
I've never been to a movie that has been so bad because I don't go to that many movies.
Right, I'm the same.
And it's targeted. Like I know it's going to be sit throughable.
Yeah,
Maybe one day
maybe one day.
to go to more movies.
One of my friends, a piece of shit. He thinks he's a movie snob. We were watching Blade Runner, and he figured out the twist. And he's like, "I figured out the twist. We can leave now. I figured out the twist. We can leave." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, I figured out the twist. Let's just go." And he got the twist wrong, so we still bully him for that. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, I won't.
All right.
You should watch it. I think you'd thoroughly enjoy it.
All right. We'll go ahead and wrap up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little bit sick, so thank you for bearing with us. There's the schedule. So maybe some Overwatch tonight
Mm-hmm.
with Chloe, and we'll see you guys later in the week. Stay tuned for some YouTube stuff, and take care.
We love you all. Remember, be positive.
Be positive.
And we love you. Good night.
Goodbye.